front pages on this Monday morning. Here's how we start the week. The Times, first of all, leading with the government's plans to ban asylum seekers who arrive in Britain on small boats.
The Eye is reporting the Prime Minister and the Chancellor are set to clash with Conservative MPs over their tax plans in the 2023 budget. That's happening next week.
Here's the Mirror. They say 11 million of us are suffering without dental care, patients even resorting to pulling their own teeth out as they wait for an appointment.
And The Sun says a Live Aid-style concert is being planned at Wembley in June to support the people of Ukraine. I love what they've done there. Lviv Aid play on the Live Aid, which we talked about earlier. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
It'd be wonderful, really good.
We're talking to Christopher Biggins and Anna Mikhailova to take us through the papers one last time. And Anna, we're going to start with you. This story inside the Times. Jeremy Hunt might have a bit more cash to play with than originally thought.
Yes, the magic money tree is at work here. So we've been told that Jeremy Hunt might have a £30 billion windfall to play with in the budget, and obviously this will lead to a lot of pressure for him to start giving people help with their energy bills, cost of living crisis. Obviously there'll also be pressure to boost defence spending, which is a big story currently, and the big question is what'll he choose? Because 30 billion sounds big, but it's actually sadly not that.
Defence spending, I thought that's that gone then. That's that.
And to put it into context, the reason it's 30 is because they thought that the amount spent on the energy crisis help was 177 billion, and it turns out to be a little bit less. So when you see it in that perspective, 30 may not buy that much, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
Give it the dentist, I say.
Well, that could well be the case, couldn't it, my friend? How do you see that dentist story? That's front page of the Mirror.
Well, we talked about it earlier, and I think it's terrible. I mean, it's rotten, like people's teeth. I mean, it's really painful to have toothache, and I think something should be done about it.
Okay, Christopher, you have taken a story from the Telegraph, and this is no celebrities and no logos on a clothing brand.
You didn't mention the name.
No, I couldn't say the name.
No, I can't either.
Balenciaga.
Oh, right, there you go.
Balenciaga.
I chose this because I don't know who, but as you could tell, Balenciaga is.
Kim Kardashian's favourite designer. She wore everything Balenciaga for the last few years, which looked like body stockings, kind of knee-high boots, which turned into leggings, which turned into, on one occasion, a sort of gimp suit, I think, at the Met Gala.
Often, what's a gimp suit?
A gimp suit. Like over the face, you know, one of those ones where you can't see their faces.
Yeah, really attractive
Terribly
looking.
rude. Anyway,
the reason I've chosen
they got into a scandal, didn't they?
Yeah, I've no idea. I've no interest.
Oh.
But the story I'm interested in is telling you is the picture that in the Telegraph today, I don't know if they've got it on camera, yes, that she is wearing an old suit of mine.
Is she?
Well, no, she's not, but I mean, look, it's huge.
But is that not what I'm doing today?
No, you haven't got sleeves that go down
for an
below.
oversized
Yours
trouser
is very
suit.
tight.
Yeah.
It's not. It's capacious.
But it's not, it's so ill-fitting, this jacket. And I just was appalled.
The boyfriend suit.
Is that what it's called?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, they have those things. I know from my wife, she does these things, the boyfriend jeans, which are ridiculous. They're just a man's pair of jeans on a woman, and they're...
And I suppose what they're tied with a belt, are they? So
it's not my cup of tea.
It's room to grow, comfortable Christmas pudding attire.
Exactly.
No, I think she looks ridiculous, this poor girl. So anyway, that's the reason I didn't know what they've gone bust.
Oh, well, no, they haven't gone bust. So there was a huge hoo-ha, wasn't there? Because their last campaign that they launched with Kim Kardashian's backing involved pictures and script from a series of paedophile cases.
Oh.
And it was seen to glorify, and it had a child with a teddy bear wearing, and it was sort of sexualization and paedophilia, and it was a huge scandal. So Kim Kardashian had to distance herself from it. The whole line got withdrawn, and now they're saying no celebrities, no gimmicks, no taglines.
No branding even.
No branding.
No jacket.
How are you going to brand Matt Hancock after these revelations? I mean, honestly, the more I look at this, the more I think, what sort of Egypt was he that he would have handed over? I mean, it's really ridiculous. Why would you hand anyone anyone 32,000 WhatsApp messages
I know,
or
it's
whatever.
ridiculous.
Someone who doesn't like you as well.
Yeah.
That was what was...
Well, we know how Matt Hancock brands himself, which is so there's a story in the Telegraph, a slightly more humorous side to this, which shows the extent of how modest Mr. Hancock is. So he calls himself Mr. Vaccine. He calls something he did a Hancock triumph. So he's I think it's the old thing: if no one's going to praise you, praise yourself.
Right.
He does it so well.
He does it so well.
Yes.
My favourite thing out of all this, and I love the way that the Telegraph actually prints the text messages, but the way the popularity of caps lock in Matt Hancock's messages. Everything's in caps, you know. It's always a sign of someone slightly on the edge, usually, when all the messages are in caps.
Thumping his message home. You were the deputy political editor at the Mail on Sunday. Is there any comeback from Hancock on this? Like, I mean, is he well and truly sunk after this?
I don't think he's sunk at all. I think his TV career will only continue.
Really?
Because he's already quitting, right? He's already going to set up a production company. He's going to follow on from I'm a Celebrity.
See, my point is, I'm not exactly necessarily talking about a political career as such, you know,
Right.
but I'm talking about, does he have a likability factor? I would suggest no.
No, I would
especially
suggest
after all
no
of this.
as well.
Right.
But he's got an infamy factor, I guess, and that's
Infamy. They've all got an infamy.
Okay, so is there... I mean, so he's certainly claimed this is a witch hunt and that people haven't seen the text in context.
Nor do we want to. 32,000, I mean, you can keep your context.
And the Telegraph is being clear on that. They're saying they haven't. He's suggesting they've almost edited the messages and been selective, and they've been very clear that they've not edited. I actually watched a video on the Telegraph website of Claire Newell, who's the investigations editor, talking about how they've done all of this. It's really interesting. I mean, she is top class. And the suggestion that she and her team would have done anything manipulative is ridiculous. And she says just how they had teams of people going through line by line, checking each other's work, making sure that everything was just done. Nothing was missed. Everything was presented accurately. So, yeah, he's saying that, but that is what...
But seriously, I go back to my initial point. Why would you hand over such a tranche of messages and expect there to be no comeback on this?
It's
the non-disclosure agreement, he thought that covered him with everything?
And his lawyers have said that was extremely foolish.
There you
Will
go.
Isabel Oakeshott still get her share of his sales from his book, even though she's now broken her NDA?
Yes,
the
I'm sure
mind
she will.
boggles.
I'm sure she
because
will.
she didn't feel the public interest was incredibly pressing at the time of publication.
No.
I also think twists...
All to do with money.
plot twists a bit further. Biggins, you're off to the theatre tonight for an opening night.
I am. I'm going to see The Bake Off, the musical, which I saw in Cheltenham last year, and it's fantastic. We really had a good time, so I'm really looking forward to it tonight.
And I was walking through the West End the other day and I saw Cheryl's face, as in Cheryl Cole from Girls Aloud.
Yes.
She's in the West End at the moment and she's back in the news for...
Yes,
all the
I
roles
know.
in.
Yeah, it's a terrible story, this. Stalker's vile notes to Cheryl in flowers. This person, the stalker, sent flowers to her with a terrible note, menacing message saying, you know, we quite know what the message was. But anyway, what it's saying is, you know, you get people at stage... I don't think actors ever get... Really. I mean, actors are brilliant. You go and see a play and it's a great success. You go to the stage door and it's crammed with like 150 people there wanting to be nice to the actors. Whereas this, they're now worried about Cheryl's safety. And I can understand why, you know, but I think she's a sex symbol and, you know, people, I think, really want to do something to her, whether it be good or bad.
Oh, dear.
And this is not a very good story.
Well, let me tell you something. I was behind a bus the other day and it had the number 2.22 came up on it. And I woke up that night and the time on the clock was 2:22.
No.
Yeah?
What's that got to do with anything?
That's the ghost story. That's the
That's the
production
name of
she's
her
in.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're right, Judith, of course.
You two are stupid.
I didn't know her show was
Really?
called
She's a-
222 against her.
Anna, this is what I've got to deal with day after day. Day after day.
That's a lovely story.
What's that
but
got to do
no
with
idea.
Anyway.
Soz.
We were the
Lovely
bus,
to have
you
you.
say.
Lovely to have you.
No,
aboard.
We went on the bus.
Who's
Yes,
behind the
never
bus?
mind. I'm still here. I mightn't be for much longer. Thanks, Pickens. Thank you very much, Anna.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you very
do
much
come
indeed.
back.
Now we're